All right, so Zach LaVine this year is playing, I would say, pretty well, but a lot of people like Sean are haters, and they say this man doesn't deserve to be in the All-Star game. The All-Star game's in Chicago, and
okay,
for me,
so he
like it
deserves
feels like
because it's the one city out of 30 cities that got selected.
It would be nice to have a local player representing the team in the stadium that he plays in.
It would be
and he's putting up a stat line which arguably is worthy of an All-Star game appearance. So, in my mind, Zach LaVine, should he be an All-Star? Yes. I want to throw over to the hater, and then we'll swing back around to Ricky Widmer, the Bulls watch-along fiend. Sean, why shouldn't Zach LaVine be an All-Star? Because if you look at the guys who are up for All-Star this year, and it's coming from the guard position, I feel like there's a lack of depth there. And if you're going to give some other guys the nod, why not give Zach LaVine the nod?
Who's the guy that we compare Zach LaVine to all the time?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. You know who's never been an All-Star?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's a better player and never has gotten that All-Star rub.
Different level of competition in the West.
Okay, so just because he's in a worse conference and just because he's in Chicago,
yeah.
So just because Zach LaVine is just because the bar is lowered for him and he should get a boost for something that he doesn't control, he should become an All-Star.
I mean, like when you have to try to make a case for Devin Booker playing over Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, CP3, James Harden, Russell Westbrook.
At the stat line. Look at the stat line.
Yeah, but all those guys are better than him.
Doesn't matter. Look at the stat line.
No, I'm asking who's better. Like in the East right now, what does your guard rotation look like? Obviously, Trae Young is winning the popular vote. I think was the last thing we had seen. And who was number 2 in that?
It.
You got it. Thanks, Ricky.
In the East, the Trae Young leads with over 2 million votes. Then it's Kyrie.
Trae Young should be above him.
Then Kyrie. Kemba.
Who missed games.
I don't think Kyrie should be above him.
Kemba Walker.
Yes, should be above him.
Derrick Rose.
Weirdly, yes.
Kyle Lowry.
Should be above him.
And then Zach LaVine.
Jaylen Brown should be above him.
No.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Jaylen Brown is, I think, only one of 7 players with a 63% true shooting, with over 23% usage, and I think like 20 points or something like that.
Jaylen Brown's very good at basketball. I will not take that away.
Jaylen Brown is better at basketball than Zach LaVine. He's a better two-way player. Bradley Beal should be above him.
No.
Bradley Beal should absolutely be above him.
Bradley Beal stopped trying this year.
Bradley Beal stopped trying and then also dropped 17 on Zach LaVine
His
in
team
the first
is
quarter.
Statistically worse when he's on the court by like 10 points.
Bradley Beal is a better player. If we're talking about talent, who would you rather have to start a team?
Oh, but that's not what
Bradley
we're
Beal
talking
from
about.
last year.
No, you can't say that. No. Who right now, if you were drafting a team, who would you pick?
But that's an All-Star team.
Who would you pick? Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal? Because you just said that Devin Booker didn't deserve to be above Klay Thompson, Chris Paul, all those players because they're better players.
They are.
So who's a better basketball player? Bradley Beal or Zach LaVine? No, who is a better basketball player?
Zach LaVine's playing better than Bradley Beal.
I disagree.
Bradley Beal is coasting on defense.
He's still a better player.
Awful on defense.
Okay. And Zach LaVine is a great defender.
He's actually not as bad of a.
He's not that good of a defender.
No, seriously. If you go through any advanced stats, it is not even close how bad Bradley Beal is. Not even trying on defense. He is the worst defender of the season. Like he's passed up Trae Young as the worst defender statistically, which is impressive because that Washington team I know is just they're out to get buckets. They're out to outscore. They're playing like the '80s Nuggets. But like Bradley Beal no longer is the guy who was the two-way monster last year, who we were like, this guy is carrying this team. This year he turned off half the court. He's like, look, I'm just here to roll around, score 30 points every once in a while, and initiate some offense. Zach LaVine, to his credit, has been absolutely stunning in multiple performances this year. Hit game winners.
If we're talking about a true better player, Bradley Beal is a better basketball player. Is he having a better season? No. But
this is a seasonal thing.
Okay, then why isn't Devin Booker been an All-Star?
Because Devin Booker has not been better.
Devin Booker has been better than Klay Thompson
Right now,
before.
Devin Booker is 8th in the West for guards.
And Devin Booker is better than Alex Caruso, Donovan Mitchell.
Caruso
that's voting.
He's
That's
better.
voting.
Alex Caruso, Russell Westbrook, arguably Dame.
No.
Booker's been insane.
Get out.
Booker's been literally insane.
You're crazy.
What has Booker not been doing?
What has Dame Lillard not been doing?
I'm just throwing.
Dame
Devin
Lillard's
Booker's
dragging the corpse of the Trailblazers.
They're not even good.
That's what I'm saying. He's dragging around. Like their starting rotation
They have
has
the same,
3
they have
guys
the same amount of points.
and their backups are 3 guys hurt.
They have the same amount of points and the same amount of assists. They literally have the same stat line. Devin Booker is
Turnovers.
20.
Give me turnovers. Give me the Raptor stat.
3.8.
Who's winning in that?
3.8 turnovers for Booker and
Dun, dun,
2.8.
Oh, that's a quite a big difference in the
7.6
assist to turnover
assists.
ratio. So
Booker's a better shooter and Lillard's been a better distributor.
yeah. So that's what answers that.
62% true shooting for Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's been very good this year. My point is, in the East,
60%
LaVine,
for Damian Lillard. Can we
Those are
just
just
have one
both
of these? Can we
ridiculous.
just have one of these guys
Can we
actually
just
be an
ship
East
them over?
guard? I mean, like,
Can we get one of them?
I'm
topic,
sorry.
though-
Like, just because you guys are Bulls fans, just because it's in Chicago. I mean, Zach LaVine, I don't think is a top 4. What
I mean,
did you
this-
say? Top 5 guards?
Well, that's voting, but like
He was
as far as
6th.
slots on the team, I think it is
There's 15.
There's
last
15
year.
total, so it's usually like 7-8 split for front court versus back court. So if we're looking at that, can you say there are 7 guys who
well,
deserve?
no, it'd be
because they count Ben Simmons as a point guard. I think.
but I think it'd be 6
I can't count 15 if you're trying to count.
because they would take 3 guard. Like I'm trying
no,
to
because like it's hard enough
'cause you
to
have
get
to
2
take-
centers you
you-
want to put in the.
Well, there's the
All-Star
two.
game.
There's the 2 captains, which it looks like it's going to be
Giannis,
LeBron and Giannis
Yeah.
again. Unless our boy Luka can get a couple. Actually, Luka's got more votes than Giannis.
Oh,
Right now,
no,
it's
they
LeBron.
still
and
do.
then-
They do a captain from the
East-West.
East and a captain from the West.
Do they? I
Yeah.
think that's BS. Mix it. If you're gonna mix it up, truly mix it up. But the 2 captains, and then like I counted LeBron's team from last year.
yeah.
LeBron had 15 players plus himself, so 16.
But how many guards? So one.
He had Harden,
1, 2,
Kyrie, then Beal.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not counting Wade. 6, 7,
And then the other
8, 9,
So if you're gonna try to tell me,
D'Lo,
10,
Kemba,
11,
Curry.
12. I got to take one of them off though because Vic was replaced by one of them as so 11.
D'Lo was Vic's replacement, wasn't he?
Yeah, so 11.
So
Yeah.
So there was 11
So
guards.
11 guards.
So like 5.5.
So that
that's
would-
what we're
So
saying.
so 5 from each. We'll say 6.
Yeah.
Trae Young, Kemba, D Rose, Lowry, Jaylen Brown.
D
5
Rose
right
is
there.
not better than Zach LaVine.
Those are what I would take. I think he's been better.
No. Tell me why the guy who can't shoot threes is better than Zach LaVine. Tell me why the guy who's on the worst team
It's in his hometown.
is better than Zach LaVine.
Who would you? Okay.
I would rather have Derrick Rose there than Zach LaVine. If you're
Thank you.
if you're
Thank you.
forcing that,
That's what I was trying to
Ricky,
say.
what do you think? Because
Both of them. Have both. The thing I don't get is like for me, I feel like if Alex Caruso is at the All-Star game,
he's not. That's just popular vote. They only take the top 2.
25%, right?
Okay.
I forget how they do the percentages, but yeah.
Here, let me.
If he's at the All-Star game and Zach isn't, I'm gonna have a
No,
problem.
he won't
I'm
be.
being too much of a hater.
I'm a
I-
Chicago
do-
podcast.
Do I think that I'm not a super fan of the Bulls?
I know, but this
I'm
is a
annoyed
Chicago
by Bulls
podcast.
fans.
Yep.
Has Zach LaVine been by far the Bulls' best player? Yes.
Has this been his best
Has he
season?
been extremely dominant as an offensive player? At least when you look at a whole entire game, yes. He gets hot, but he's not consistent quarter by quarter. He isn't a guy that consistently is showing up quarter by quarter, but he is a guy that once he does start going, he does start leading teams. I can't count the win-loss ratio, and that's why I haven't brought up that for the Bulls. I truly do not think, though, that every single time you look at what Zach LaVine does, it is coming down in close games. It's coming down in massive games. He has performed well at times in close games. He's also had some bad hiccups. I don't think this has been his best statistical year, but I don't know if he is truly having a massive effect on this Bulls team. And I'm not going to bring up wins and losses, but I do think that when it comes to Zach LaVine's play, there have been times that he has won games for the Bulls. There have been times that he's lost games for the Bulls. And there's also a lot of games that he just puts up a lot of garbage stats. So I don't know
if you
we
can give
say,
Trae Young the fucking wave for garbage stats, you can give it to Zach LaVine.
Okay, but Trae Young,
because there's not one player
Trae
who has
Young
put up
has
more
better,
garbage stats
but Trae Young
than
has,
Trae Young.
Trae Young has better garbage stats than Zach LaVine.
I agree.
So-
I'm just
so
saying,
that's
like,
why Zach-
if you have to count
so that's
garbage
why-
stats,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're picking garbage stats one over the other, Trae Young has better garbage stats.
agreed. I think they're both all stars.
Trae Young's an all-star.
Yeah, I think they're both all stars.
I
Ricky,
mean,
make
I-
your case.
So far, I have not been able to find a case against him. I do think Jaylen Brown should be an All-Star above him, though, and that is, I truly believe that he affects his team more on a night-in, night-out basis. He might have worse stats. He's not putting up, 26. What is he doing?
24.6. Almost
points,
25.
24 points per game. He's not doing that, but he is affecting this team both on both ends of the floor. I mean, George Hill's been playing phenomenal, but no one's going to make him an All-Star.
Yeah, he's 6th man of the year voting. I think he's number 4 right now.
But
in
he's been fantastic. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I look at it and I go, it's the most points that he scored in a year. And the thing you got to look at is, yes, the splits are lower. Like, he is shooting 44% compared to 46% last year. His 3-point percentage is actually up this year, up to 39 from 37. But he's taking about 3 more attempts per game. And I know the wins and losses doesn't matter for an All-Star, but when you have a team as bad as the Bulls, you're going to be like, well, fuck it. I'm going to put the team on my back. And that means you're going to have to put up more garbage stats. You're going to have a higher usage because you can't trust the rest of your team. Plus, your coach is incompetent, so he's not going to put you in the right situation. So I think Zach, with everything, every negative thing and barrier, I want to say barrier, that's in his way, for him to have the season that he has right now, I'd give him the All-Star.
I disagree that you're saying that he has to go through all these barriers.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a terrible coach. His team isn't helping him much.
But he's also the only player that can score. He's also the only player they give the ball to consistently on a game-in, game-out basis.
Because he's the guy.
If he scores, he's the only player that wants to be the guy. Lauri Markkanen doesn't want to be the guy. Chris Dunn can't be the guy. He's inept. Otto Porter's on the fucking bench. Wendell Carter gets hurt every single year. Who else can be the guy? Ryan Arcidiacono?
Kobe White.
Kobe
White does, but Kobe White goes in and out every single night. They don't even play him consistently.
That's
the
same problem is Boylan doesn't play his players consistently. That's why. That's why.
Okay, but
Lauri Markkanen
goes
but 4 or 5, I think, to start the game, and then doesn't play the third quarter. Like
he played last
night.
Yeah, last night he played the third quarter last night.
He didn't take a shot.
He didn't take a shot
because they ran no plays for him.
But also, they're not giving them the ball. They're not passing them the ball.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There should be some point where Lauri Markkanen literally puts himself into the play. He's not moving without the ball. He's not trying to put himself in the play. He's not grabbing the ball on offensive boards. He's not aggressive enough. Quit defending a guy that doesn't want to be defended. Don't defend a guy that wants to ever be in a play. I will give Zach LaVine credit. Zach LaVine hustles his ass off every single night. And he might put up garbage stats, but he does. If he's an All-Star, I'm not going to be upset because truly
he deserves it.
He is a guy that I don't know if he deserves it because what does deserving
better
mean?
Statistical guards than him in the East.
Statistic or impact? What's more important?
I don't think this Bulls team wins. How many wins do the Bulls have right now?
15.
I don't think they win 10 of those games.
If we're going strictly off win shares.
I think if Zach LaVine's not playing, I think the Bulls are like a 6-win team.
If we go off
maybe
win shares,
8 tops.
If we go off win shares,
3.2 to 3.5.
Jaylen Brown's a more impactful player. 3.5 win shares to 3.2.
Yeah, but he's playing on a much better team. He's playing a team with 3 potential All-Stars. No, I'm just saying, like, it's the impact because he is a two-way player, like you said.
Yeah,
but
so he should.
He's on a team with 3 All-Stars
and
a top 5 head coach. I mean, it's apples and oranges here.
Okay, but he's also shooting 40% from 3, 50% from the floor, 20 points
49.
per game.
39 or 49-39. I'm round. You're rounding generous. I'm just saying. 49-39.
Yeah, but
75.
39.5, which is better than 39.2, and 49.2, which is better than 44.4. He's shooting better than Zach LaVine. He is a better defensive player than Zach LaVine.
Except free throw.
Okay, sorry. 75% compared to 82%. He's a better true shooting player.
Who's got the better per? Zach LaVine. Who's got the better Raptor? Jaylen Brown.
Raptor.
Yeah.
What's Raptor?
It's a stat.
Where's Raptor?
It's an advanced stat that's not on Basketball Reference. It's literally how I drafted my team last week. I just went off of best Raptor.
Raptor.
It's who's that group that does statistical analysis? They came up with the Draymond metric, then they did something else, and now it's the Raptor.
538.
Yeah, 538. Yeah, they came up with it. It's basically their uber advanced analytic metric. It's interesting. I'm just saying, like, tossing out there. That's literally how I drafted last week. Anyway, I think we've gotten off topic picking a fight between Zach and Jaylen because there are more guys in the conversation than that.
Yeah.
Like one guy I think is interesting is like Spencer Dinwiddie got tossed around because I think because of the injury and the timeout that Kyrie Irving doesn't deserve an All-Star. Do you think he's going to get one over like Spence who day in, day out playing it.
Yeah, because I think they'll go with Kyrie just because he's the bigger name, although...
Well, Kyrie right now would get in if that's true about the fan voting. He would get in since he's in the top 2 of guards.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just the top 2 of each get in?
I cannot confirm that, but that is something that was floated up.
Because that's the thing I also hate is I honestly hate the fan vote thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can just vote your guy in. Vote him in, and it's like sometimes you get the guy that should be in who's not in because it was a fan vote thing. I look at it with Kyrie and Spence. It's like I think you could make the argument that Spence deserves it more than Kyrie because of like you said, Kyrie has not been playing. Yeah, exactly.
Like 15?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we're talking strictly based off win shares, James Harden, let's just take top 6. James Harden, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul.
Yep. Oh, Chris Paul.
DeMar DeRozan and Devin Booker would be your West All-Stars.
DeMar DeRozan, by the way, quick stat shout out. I think he just set the record for most games of 20-plus points shooting 50% from the field. Crazy stat for him. Yeah. And,
I'm surprised that's not like Shaq.
You would think so. From a guard position. I'm sorry. From a guard position.
Easy said that Spence getting robbed if he doesn't get into the All-Star.
Spence out there hustling.
But yeah, Harden, Doncic, Dame, Paul, DeRozan, and Booker would be your All-Stars if we're going strictly by win shares in the West. And then in the East, it would be Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker, George Hill, Kyle Lowry, Trae Young, Eric Bledsoe. And then Evan Fournier would be 7, Zach LaVine would be 8.
Gotcha.
That's strictly by guard listed. Guards or guard forwards. So forwards like Jaylen Brown wouldn't be. He's not considered because he's a small forward on Basketball Reference.
There was a trade.
Yeah.
Kent Bazemore.
Kent Bazemore, Anthony Tolliver, and picks to the Kings for Trevor Ariza. So Ariza
I
going
saw
to the Blazers.
The Bazemore thing pop up, but Shams didn't have the actual details, which it doesn't really matter to me. Ariza's barely playing. I don't think Ariza's still the effective player that he is. They at least get a 3 that's not a 2, which is helpful.
2 second-round picks.
For who?
So it's Bazemore, Tolliver, and 2 second-round picks from the
They gave up a lot.
Portland
going to the Kings
They
for
gave up
Trevor Ariza, Wendell Gabriel, and Caleb Swanigan.
Yeah, they gave up a lot for a bad Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza somehow still has value in this league, which is crazy. With the inconsistencies of his game and his effort out there. Credit to him. Good pickup though for Portland. They need to do something.
Yeah.
They shoot 35% this year, but I don't think he's used that much. I mean, he's kind of a player.
Wasn't he a top 5 player in 20 minutes and no points?
He was the leader. He was the leader in Trevor Arizas was Trevor Arizas.
Yeah.
20 minutes, 0 points. He's got 6 games of that type.
Love it. All right. As far as this goes down,
do you think Zach will actually, not the should, will he actually get an All-Star bid?
I think he will. I think
is it just going to be because, but is it
he's
just going to be because it's in Chicago? Like, I feel like
it pushes him over top.
I feel like if you're going to do that, then you have to have both D Rose and Zach.
I'd love to have D Rose there. Like, I don't know that he gets it. And I don't know, are they doing the stupid, like, let's bring in, the final year retirees on a one last ride? The Dirk, Dwayne Wade. Is there anybody this year?
I don't think there's anybody like that. I think Dirk and D Wade were so separated.
Weren't they injury guys, or were they?
No,
actual...
they were special additions.
Okay.
I don't think there's that type of player this year that they're going to do.
Yeah,
Vince
I can't
Carter.
think of anybody. Ooh,
maybe, but there was 2 of them. I think that's why it was perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think Vince Carter has had a impact on one franchise like those 2 did.
He's bounced around so much.
I don't think we're going to see that.
Anyway, that's a fun idea though. Anyway,
D Wade and Dirk were truly stars. Vince Carter was a guy that was a star and then flamed out, and I think at least for their basketball fans now, he was more flamed out for their lives than what he truly was. Where D Wade was still winning championships when I was watching basketball when I was 15. Vince Carter when I was 15 was a bench player on that 2011-2012 Mavericks team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince wasn't Vince.
He's the only one I can think of that's on the way out.
2007. So.
I say at the end of the day, Zach LaVine gets his All-Star. I don't know if Derrick Rose does or doesn't. He's playing on a horrible team, but he's putting up good numbers. So credit to him. But I truly think Zach LaVine, for the amount of clutch moments, the imagery, the play style, everything about him is like highlight TV. So I want to push him into that event where he does have the spotlight on him because he won't see a playoff win with the Bulls probably anytime soon. So give him the All-Star game. Give Chicago something to get behind going into this All-Star game. I think it's a win-win. What do you guys final thoughts, Sean?
I think he will be. I'm iffy on him actually being one. Still, again, I don't know if he's had an overall impact. I don't think we can just look at the stat lines, although that's what people will look like. He's been efficient scoring-wise, which has been fine. I haven't seen the defensive upticks, although the defensive rating has backed him up.
Yeah.
At least that he has been better defensive win shares-wise. He's been last year was 1.1, this year's 1.7. I think his defensive box score plus minus is also a career high at -0.8. I don't think that I have seen an all-star in him, but again, I value impact on a team more. He is the only player that can impact it, which again is detriment to the coaching and detriment to the teammates around him. But I think with the expectations that this team has, they're still underperforming, and I don't think Zach LaVine has been the reason why they've been underperforming, but I also don't think they're a reason why they have won as many games as they have. I think that they have won as many games as they had because there's still talent on this team that's not being fully utilized.
Who scores if he doesn't?
Okay, but when they do,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I legit
when
think
they do win, they get good team play and people are scoring. Zach LaVine's still the leading scorer, and I'm not saying he's not, but when they are winning games, it's when they fully look like a team that's playing great defense, and that's been a true point of this team, has been playing, you've been seeing great defense from this team, and then also that's when Lauri Markkanen shows up, that's when Wendell Carter shows up. The one game you could look at and be Zach LaVine won them was the Charlotte game.
Yep.
We just said that.
That was dope.
So, I mean, there was one game out of the 42 that he's played so far that you could say that was truly on Zach LaVine. That win was on Zach LaVine, right? But outside of that, I think Zach LaVine has contributed to all of their wins. I'm not saying that. I don't think he's ever been carried in any of their wins. I'm just saying when they have won, I don't think it's ever been a Zach LaVine one outside of the Charlotte game.
Yeah.
Ricky, give me your last sales pitch. Zach LaVine, All-Star.
I mean, you look at his stats last year, and yes, the overall field goal percentage is down, but he's less turnovers, more steals, assists and rebounds are there, and he's averaging more points this year. He's actually better from beyond the arc this year. Free throw percentage is about the same, so that doesn't hurt or help him in my mind, but this is the best Zach LaVine that we've seen, and I know there's some out there that says, oh, well, that doesn't mean we should definitely give it to him, but based off of what I've seen this year, he's an all-star. Yeah. And then he's in the dunk contest, and then we're really going to be first show.
So True. I got to leave, but I do want to throw this out there. Instead of naming it the Trevor Ariza Award, which Trevor Ariza is currently the leader in most games of, and this is a shout out to Bilal as well, who brought this to our attention. He said Kenrich Williams is the worst player ever. He's the only player that could play 20 minutes or 30 minutes and have 0 points. So I looked up who had the most games with 20 minutes played and 0 points. The most points with the player with the most games played with 20 minutes or more and 20 points. Charles Jones, and he did it from a stretch from 1985 to 1997. He had 67, he had 20 in a season once, which is the most ever. But yeah, Charles Jones from 1985 to 1997 had 67 career games with 20 minutes played or more and 0 points. So shout out to Charles Jones, and we're going to have the Charles Jones Award now. So far, Trevor Ariza is the leader in that. Ben Wallace is number 2.
That doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
But
Bruce
he actually did something.
3, Kendrick Perkins 10, Dennis Rodman 12.
Yeah, guys who don't need to score to impact the game.
Yeah, Rodman was just rebound, and what years was that Rodman won?
Oh no, Rodman's this is career leaders.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's 12th in career leaders. There's another Hall of Famer in the top 20. This is where I leave you.
Karl Malone?
No.
I'm just throwing out a name.
The third player in NBA history
in scoring.
Scored.
Throwing out a name.
Who's great defense, awful offense? I don't fucking know.
Maybe not awful offense, but maybe an awful scorer.
Oh.
An awful scorer.
I don't even know.
Jason Kidd.
Whoa.
Yeah, Jason Kidd, 19th. 35 games in his career where he had 0 points and 20 minutes played.
That's awesome. All right. That'll do it for this segment, if it wasn't already. Sean, thank you so much for being here today.
No problem. I think we fought a little bit and it was fun.
We did. We got a little heated today.
Yeah.
Started off on the right note,